On a quiet road, Nathan suddenly wakes up in the middle of the street. He's confused and standing next to his damaged car, which is pressed against a tree. Amazingly, he's not hurt at all. As he tries to figure out what happened, Daniel, the owner of a bike stuck in Nathan's car, shows up. Daniel is also unharmed. He asks Nathan if he remembers getting out of his wrecked car. Nathan can't remember anything. He thinks it might be because of the shock, or maybe he hit his head. Even though he has no injuries or pain, that's when Daniel shocks him with the news. They are both actually dead, and they are ghosts. Daniel thinks he died first because he has been there longer. Feeling lost and in disbelief at first, Nathan doesn't want to believe it. He goes to his car for proof and sees his own body in the driver's seat, which shocks him deeply. Nathan starts thinking about his friends and his kids, but Daniel wonders why Nathan hasn't mentioned the kid's mom. As Nathan starts to panic, Daniel tries to calm him by saying, "This proves there's something after life," which scares Nathan even more. Daniel takes Nathan's body out of the car and covers its face. Just then, another car arrives. Nathan tries to get the driver's attention, but it doesn't work. The driver can't see or hear him. The driver checks Nathan's body, takes the money from Nathan's pockets, and leaves. Realizing the truth, Nathan accepts he's a ghost. He starts to think about what comes next. Maybe judgment? He admits to Daniel that he did something bad to his wife, saying it was to be kind. Before he can explain more, music starts playing, and a mysterious white door appears in the snow, maybe leading to what's next. Suddenly, music seems to come from the white door, according to Daniel, but Nathan hears nothing. Behind them, the red door lets out scary screams that only Nathan can hear. They think the white door might lead to heaven, and the red door to hell. Nathan is worried because he thinks the screams from the red door are a punishment for ending his wife's life. He quickly explains that she was very sick, and he only wanted to stop her pain. Daniel, thinking about his own future, tries to go through the white door, but Nathan, scared, rushes ahead. Surprisingly, the door leads nowhere. Daniel tells Nathan to act better to get a better door, making Nathan say sorry for the accident with Daniel's bike and admitting he hadn't seen him. Daniel also admits he was distracted by a little girl playing near the road. The two men make up with a sincere hug. Daniel tries his door again but still can't get through, and the heavenly music stops. As they're confused, a voice comes out, and the little girl Daniel saw appears, saying she too is dead because she was hit by a man on a bike. Daniel guiltily admits he was drunk while riding. Nathan blames him for the reckless act that caused the girl's death. They try to lead the scared girl to the door, but she, taught not to trust strangers, yells in protest. Tired and upset, Daniel finally picks her up and throws her through the white door, which shuts right after she disappears. Realizing it's their turn to face what's next, Daniel waits at the white door. Nathan, wanting to end things, pushes him through. He then insists he did nothing wrong regarding his wife and refuses to go through the red door. Just then, a terrifying monster appears, scaring Nathan with its grip on lost souls. Overcome by fear, Nathan steps through the red door. There, he sees many souls lying on the ground, a sad scene of never-ending despair. When Nathan meets a young girl named Jeanne, touching her hand fills him with her memories, leaving him overwhelmed and kneeling. Jeanne is often scared and confused, partly because of the strange shadows from a large tree outside her window that keep her awake at night. Her parents often argue about her. Her mom wants to keep her safe, while her dad is actually afraid of her, thinking they need to be protected from Jeanne. One night, tired of hearing her parents fight, Jeanne plays her music box and looks out the window, blaming the tree for the scary shadows. Feeling hungry, she goes to the kitchen to make a snack, even though her parents are still arguing. She happily spreads jam on bread, enjoying using the knife. During a visit to her therapist, Jeanne talks about a disturbing event. She fed cookie crumbs to baby birds, then strangled them when their mother tried to protect them. She also admits to hurting her little sister with pens and thinking about harming her parents, who she has hurt before while they were sleeping. Because of this, her parents lock her in her room at night. The next morning, Jeanne is eating cereal alone at the breakfast table. Soon after, she's found with her clothes bloody. In a dark scene, her parents are dead nearby. After confirming they are really gone, she kisses her mother's cheek goodbye. Jeanne then makes more bread with jam and goes down to the basement, which looks like a huge cave. There, she feeds her friend Tony, a strange-looking humanoid creature. She thinks Tony might have killed her parents, but he says he didn't. With her parents gone, Jeanne invites Tony to live upstairs with her. Now, Tony can explore the house and experiences the warm sunlight for the first time, amazed by how it feels. Jeanne teaches Tony about everyday things like using the bathtub. While Tony enjoys the feel of clean water, Jeanne puts on her mother's makeup and jewelry. Tony wears clothes that belong to Jeanne's father. Inspired by her dark thoughts, Jeanne decides to have a pretend goodbye for her parents. She arranges their bodies in the living room as if they are watching a show and acts out a play. She jokes about waking up with no breakfast, as if there's an audience laughing with her. In a disturbing moment, she chains Tony to the stage, calls him the killer, and pretends to punish him. Tony says he can't remember hurting anyone, but Jeanne makes him play along in this dark game. After the play, Tony hides the bodies. He puts the mother under a double bed, and Jeanne jumps on it, thinking back to times she scared her sleeping parents with a knife. Tony hides the father's body and notices he can't see his reflection in the mirror, realizing he's just a creation of Jeanne's darkest thoughts, and that Jeanne was the real killer of her parents. Unable to cook, Jeanne and Tony eat cereal and bread with jam. Suddenly, the doorbell rings. It's the mailman, who needs an adult to sign for a package. When Jeanne can't find Tony, the mailman leaves a note about the missed delivery and goes away. Jeanne looks for Tony, passing walls covered with her scary drawings. She finds him in her parents' bedroom, shockingly eating their bodies. Terrified, she yells for him to stop as the door closes. Later, as her toys burn, Jeanne checks on her little sister, who is drawing a picture of the murder. Saying Tony is hungry, Jeanne takes her sister to the kitchen. In a frightening act, she puts her sister in the oven and turns it on. Jeanne leaves the kitchen humming a happy song, while scary shadows move on the walls. In a dark place, Nathan is shocked by what he sees and quickly moves away. He then meets the spirits of a teenage girl and her mother and touches them to see their past. The mother, named Julia, is trying to make tea while very upset. She calls for her daughter, Chloe, but there is no answer. She sees a dried blood spot on the kitchen table and tries to clean it, making her more upset. In denial, Julia goes to the bathroom to get Chloe's body from the bathtub filled with bloody water. She moves Chloe's body around the house like a doll, finally placing her at the kitchen table. She sets up breakfast and talks to Chloe as if they are planning a trip together, a sad attempt to feel normal. A flashback shows Chloe in the bathtub, delaying as long as she can. Julia tells her to hurry or she'll be late for school again. At breakfast, while Julia talks to co-workers on the phone, Chloe looks at a knife on the table, troubled by memories of being bullied at school. Upset, Chloe pricks her finger with the knife, making it bleed and leaving the spot Julia tries to clean later. When it's time to leave for school, Chloe says she's too upset to go and wants to stay home. Julia thinks Chloe is just having typical teenage troubles and needs more time to adjust and make friends, not understanding how deeply Chloe is hurting. In the present, Chloe's body falls from the chair. A cat comes over and starts to lick the wound from where Chloe hurt herself. Julia shoos the cat away and puts Chloe in a wheelchair, ignoring her constantly ringing phone. Overwhelmed, Julia suddenly decides they are going on a trip and starts to pack, but breaks down again. She covers Chloe's body with a blanket, telling her she loves her and regrets not being there more. Julia promises Chloe she won't have to go to school anymore and plans to teach her at home instead. But when Julia opens the front door to leave, she finds it mysteriously blocked by a brick wall, trapping them inside. This moment brings back a painful memory for Julia of Chloe hiding in a school bathroom, scared of her classmates. Chloe is bullied viciously by her classmates. They force her to unlock the bathroom stall, push her against a mirror, and humiliate her by making her lick their shoes, capturing this cruelty on film. Fast forward to the present. A curious neighbor, thinking she heard Julia scream, stops by. When Julia hastily mentions a vacation to evade questions, the neighbor, sensing something is off, barges into the house and is shocked to see Chloe's lifeless body. In a state of despair, Julia drives away with Chloe's body in the passenger seat, tearfully reminiscing about the day Chloe was born and making promises for a better future. Overwhelmed by grief, Julia talks to Chloe, hoping for a response. When the harsh reality finally hits her, she closes Chloe's eyes, which distracts her enough to cause a car crash against a tree. As the flashback reveals Chloe's tragic end in the bathtub and Julia discovering her, the scene returns to the present, where Julia, now injured from the crash, resists help from the firemen who are trying to rescue her, unwilling to leave her daughter. The firemen eventually pull her away and assume Chloe died in the accident. They place Chloe in a body bag, ignoring Julia's cries and pleas. In hell, Nathan, exhausted from witnessing such sadness, covers the bodies of the mother and daughter. It's then that the devil appears, ready to lead Nathan to his own punishment. Nathan tries to justify his actions, saying his wife suffered from multiple sclerosis, but the devil rebuffs him, noting she never consented to die. The devil then guides Nathan through the process of eternal damnation, starting with semi-isolation, meant to erase all memories and prepare the souls for an eternity of pain and despair. Nathan is left in a dark room filled with resting bodies, told that this isolation will last 4,000 years, a mere prelude to endless suffering. As Nathan reels from this revelation, the devil vanishes and the entrance disappears. Suddenly, a decayed soul named Billy emerges, mistakenly believing Nathan is a toy. He violently assaults Nathan, ultimately destroying his soul in a fit of rage, which forces Nathan to reincarnate. Realizing his mistake, Billy cries out in frustration. Back in the real world, as a mother gives birth to a healthy baby, the devil informs Billy that by sending a damned soul back, he has inadvertently created the Antichrist. The devil punishes Billy by decapitating him, though he assures Billy his body will regenerate and tasks him with retrieving Nathan's soul. Later, Billy appears in the room of the newborn baby, set on fulfilling his grim mission.